if you will. Eric and I are going to go through the NFC landscape. We're going to give our predictions, who does what, when, and where. But first, let's take a look, if we could, Noah, last year's NFC standings here. A lot has changed with this group, Eric. Detroit not only has lost, 3/4 of their coaching staff. They've lost premium talent. Frank Ragnow retired. They're all pro center. I just feel like Detroit, and it'll be represented in my rankings. How far will they fall here? Their window, is it dwindling? Philadelphia, a year after they went to the Super Bowl, they took a huge step back. The next year, will that be the case? Is Tampa ready to flame out? Baker Mayfield, phenomenal last year. What's the ceiling? Speaking of ceiling, Matthew Stafford, is he on his last limb here? 21 passing touchdowns, not nearly enough, but that defense is fierce. The Vikings, Sam Darnold gone, J.J. McCarthy in. I'm skeptical. I'll talk about that here in a second. And then two teams that I happen to be bullish on. Washington Commanders will be everybody's darling this year. They have something like 8 primetime games. And the Green Bay Packers, ho-hum, are in the postseason picture every single year. That was the postseason picture last year. The Cardinals, 6-4 at the bye, controlled their own destiny. Unfortunately, let the foot off the gas in the second half and had a tough finish, 2-5 down the stretch. They got to get to the playoffs this year. So, Eric, give me your playoff predictions for the Cardinals and otherwise.
So I do have the Cardinals making the playoffs. I'm not super worried about the Lions yet. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt, but coming in at the number 1 seed in the NFC, it's the boring answer. It makes me want to throw up. I don't like it, but I believe it. It's the Philadelphia Eagles. I think they are set to be dominant yet again. I think they have the best record out of division winners. I think they come in at your number 1 seed. I got the Lions to the 2 seed. You could talk me into a 3 or a 4 seed as well, depending on how strong that division ends up being. But I do think the Lions are able to come out and still be as successful as they were last season. A little bit less because you're going to be at the 2 seed, but I still have faith in them. The Bucks, out of all the teams that I picked to win their division, I look at the Bucks and I wonder the same things that you did, but at the end of the day, I saw them coming in at the 3rd seed. I got the Cardinals as the lowest of the teams winning their division, coming in at the 4th seed, winning the NFC West. I like the Commanders. I'm not super high on the Commanders being a dominant team this year, but I think they will be one of the more fun teams to watch offensively. I have them coming in at the 5th seed. I got the Packers at 6 and the Rams at 7. Those just feel like steady teams. Unfortunately, I don't like either of those teams, but steady teams that make the playoffs. I think Stafford has one last serviceable year in him, and I think it's this one.
I don't dislike. I think you and I have a lot of the same cast of characters. I am just not, and you'll see it here in a second. I love Detroit. I love the city of Detroit. Producer Noah is a big-time closeted Lions fan. Like Damon was a big-time closeted Dolphins fan. Noah roots for the Lions. And before I take the Lions to the woodshed, Noah, give me a synopsis on how you're feeling as a Detroit Lions fan. Last year, number 1 seed went up in flames. What do you make of it?
Well, this year's making me a little nervous. I think I was fine before Frank Ragnow took off, but that one hurts quite a bit.
Yeah.
Not going to lie. But I think coaching-wise, a defensive coordinator is a linebackers coach that got promoted. I think we'll be fine there. Offense is the only thing I'm a little worried about because Detroit's offense was so specific to how Ben Johnson play calls.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how they adjust. I don't know how Jared Goff is going to look. Yeah, it'll be interesting.
I want good things for my producer, Noah. I don't think they're happening this year, though, brother. So perfect time for you to jump on the bandwagon with this franchise. Eric, you and I are close in terms of where we have the Cardinals. Let's take a look at my predictions here. I went back and forth on this. I feel very good about this. I think 3 teams from the NFC West get in. I think the Green Bay Packers are one of the best teams in the NFL this year. I think they benefit from the erosion of the NFC North. I do not buy the Chicago Bears. Never, ever, ever will that happen. And then you've got Minnesota, who let their starting quarterbacks gone from last year. J.J. McCarthy, who had a botched knee surgery. Like, was it going to surprise anybody if the Vikings are just like 7-10 this year? Would not surprise me at all. Like, let's cool the jets on Kevin O'Connell and how atrocious the Vikings finished down the stretch last year. I think the Packers are going to pick the carcass of the NFC North. I think last year, if they had Jordan Love for the majority of the season, they probably would have finished higher than they did. I'm bullish on their offseason. I love Matthew Golden. That's great value for them in the 20s. And then Washington, I'll drink the Kool-Aid. I actually think Dan Quinn's probably super underrated. He's a big-time winning head coach when he's got a competent offensive coordinator. Cliff is his Kyle Shanahan right now. Jaden Daniels is the truth. He's the real deal. I feel great about those two teams, like dominating their division. And then you've got the Arizona Cardinals. And this is very much a byproduct of schedule, timing, coaching, continuity. They've had the least chaotic offseason in the NFC West. If not now, when? I think the Cardinals win the NFC West. I think they're the 3 seed with 12 wins. I think this is a banner year for I almost said Cliff. Jonathan Gannon, Kyler Murray, everybody involved. Nick Rouse's defense is top 5 to 7. And I'll elaborate on this here in a little bit. And I think the Bucs win the South by default. I'm not in on Atlanta. I know Atlanta's schedule is dog water. I have not seen Michael Penix play enough good football at the NFL level. I'm not bought in on this defense. I think Atlanta is just a middling 7-10, 8-9 team forever. And then you've got 3 teams here that I think will be competitive like they always are. But I think the luck is going to run out for Philly this year. I think there's way too many kind of off the field expectations with this team. And usually when that happens and they can't sneak up on people and they can't, reap the benefits of, I think Dallas will be better. They're not going to be great, but they're going to be better. I think the Giants will be better, right? I think the Eagles are probably looking at about a 10-win season. And I'm not going to disrespect the Rams or the Seahawks here. I think the 49ers are going to be atrocious. I can't wait to laugh at them. They're already dead to me. The Rams and the Seahawks, you can flip and flop them however you want. I think this is the best division now in the NFC, is the NFC West. Seattle, very well coached. Like, I don't know how Sam Darnold's going to do. I'm skeptical of him in cold weather, in inclement weather, but I think, their coaching staff will win games they're not supposed to with defense. Same thing with the LA Rams. I think you're looking at, multiple double-digit win teams coming from the NFC West. Seattle and the Rams, let's say, win 10 apiece. The Cardinals win 12. The 49ers are picking top 5 to 7. I just don't buy them at all this year. That's where I'm at with the NFC. I feel really good about it. Like, you can mix and match division winners and playoff teams based on those 7, but I am selling hard on the NFC North this year. I think it's over. And remember what happened last year in the postseason, Eric? All the NFC North teams lost in the first round.
Yeah.
The Packers lost, the Vikings lost, and the Lions lost. The first round they played in subsequently. So I think there's going to be some erosion there.